So today we're going to be working from chapter 4, section 1, section C, out of number 1 out of the book. Number 1 says, prove the following statements assuming n is a natural number. And so we're going to be working from problem A and problem B of number 1. So let's start off with problem A. Problem A says, if n squared is odd, then n is odd, meaning this number being a natural number squared is odd, then that number should be odd. So first we're going to try it out with, let's do number 3. So I'm using number 3, which is an odd number. To prove this statement true, 3 squared would then have to be an odd number. And me knowing mental math for squaring numbers, I know that 3 squared, so 3 times 3, is going to be 9. And I know that 9 is an odd number. And so that would prove the statement, if n squared is odd, then n is odd too. Let's do one more just to double check it. And we could continue doing more just to double check it as well, but for today I'll just do 2 problems. So then let's see what else number I could choose. Let's do 7. So 7 being a natural number, I would then square it, which I know off the top of my head is going to be 49. So proving that statement true, 7 is an odd number, and 7 squared is 49, and 49 is an odd number as well. Students who are doing this would also need to know what numbers are odd and what numbers are even, and also the basics of squaring a number. So now we did problem A to prove that statement is true, and there are other numbers we could definitely use for that as well. So for B, it's the same thing except it's even this time. If n squared is even, then n is even. So it's proving the exact same treatment or statement from A. And so I'm going to pick an even number, which I'm going to choose, we'll just do a basic one of 2. So I know that 2 is an even number. So then I need to square it to then see if that statement is true as well. And I know that 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is an even number, and 2 is an even number, meaning n is even, which that squared is even as well. Now I'll do another one to just double check my work. So now I will use the number 10. So I know that 10 is an even number. So then I'm going to square that one as well. And I'm going to know off the top of my head once again that 10 times 10 squared is 100. I now know that 10 is even, and so is 100. So if n squared is even, then n is even. So 10 squared is even, that's 100, then n is even, and n in this case would be 10. And that is why those statements are true.